Okay, so this part, we're finally getting to the part that is the part where you're actually weaving. So she has basically made a warp. She's attached it to something heavy. She scooted back and then attached it. She makes kind of a belt with like a stick and some yarn that goes around her waist. You could probably also use a belt and just tie it on, so I will leave that up to you. But this is, we're finally getting to the part where you're actually going to use the other part of your yarn on a shuttle, and then you're going to be shuttling it back and forth in the warp using an up and down method in a heddle. This you would, I mean, you could probably make one, but it looks like you can find heddles on Etsy, like handmade ones. She recommends one in the videos, so I would just go with her recommendation for a small heddle. They don't look like they're a major investment, and you can get one like what she has, and you're just going to be, you know, putting the shuttle back and forth while lifting and lowering the heddle. And so this is how we're actually going to weave your belt.
Not to trip over it later. So I'm gonna lay out my sticks here and actually go grab a pair of scissors. And I'm going to cut open these loops here. There we go. And untie these. Should take me just a second. There we go. Get that out. And this one. Yeah, don't tie these knots too tight, or else you'll have to cut them out later in order to warp your heddle. Okay. And I'll just snip off the extra length. There we go. For this next part, I use a needle threader from Walmart. This is like $2 from Walmart. It has this little wire part on it. It's perfect for threading heddles. And I have my heddle. I finally remembered the company it's from. It's actually engraved on the heddle. Harvest Looms on Etsy. Now let's see. My count was off, so let's see. Middle, let's see, 1, 2, 4, 6. So I'll stick it through a hole here. And as you can see, the cross tells me what threads go next. So this blue one, gray, goes through here. I'll pull it through. And then next I'll put it through a slot. And I'll take this one on top and pull through. And the whole one underneath. So bottom is holes, top is slots. 2. I actually learned this from watching another video that by the people who actually made this heddle. And before then, I had been having a lot of trouble with the warp, keeping it all in order. So these sticks are really a lifesaver for weaving bands, especially if you're going to do patterned bands where keeping things in order is super, super important. Which I do hope to learn patterned band weaving here soon. I'm probably not going to use wool for that, for at least at first. But we'll see. That might be a nice challenge as far as spinning is concerned. Alrighty, and here's the last one. Alrighty, so you can see we have all of the threads through the front there, and it's actually uneven, but that really doesn't matter. It's actually going to be a narrow band. Okay. Now we take all these ones at the front here. I like to even them up a bit. There's the one that was trying to get away. Take them and do a overhand knot here. And secure it. And that actually is now going to be the back of your work. Now that we have the heddle warped, it's time to load the shuttle and get to weaving. I have this left over from the warp, which is what I intended by measuring. I'm gonna take my shuttle here and remember what side here. I'm gonna wrap it onto the side that's not, it doesn't have an edge on it. Let's see, we'll just do that real quick here. To be edited in post, maybe, possibly, I don't know. What do you think? Should I stuff it all on there? Probably. And so this is the only problem with using this narrow shuttle instead of the fat one that came with the heddle, is that thicker yarns don't fit quite as well. Let's see. Will it fit? Will it fit? Yes, it will fit. Yes. Anyway. Alright, we'll leave a tail. That's fine. Now we're going to take our warp here and come over to the heaviest object I own, which is the industrial skein winder. And I have here a stretchy band of fabric tied on in a loop. I'm going to make a, let's see, bring it around and make a hitch with it. I'm going to take the end of the work, put it through the hitch, and pull it secure so it ain't going anywhere. And then we're going to take the other end of the work, get it untwisted there. Take out your ties from before. This is actually, I learned this from that video as well. We're just going to drag the heddle through all the way to the end. To about here, and make another overhand knot. Hang on, honey. I'm a little premature with the shuttle there. My enthusiastic cameraman. Let's grab a chair. Super important that we have a chair. And the last couple pieces to our backstrap setup is this is an I-cord and a dowel. Very high tech. Oh, and a salad clip. You can actually just tie the other end, but I like this setup. So I tie the end on here. That's about right. Oh, here. Scoot my chair back. I love a rolly chair for weaving backstrap. I put the end of this that I've tied here around the dowel, see? And take my clip, doesn't matter which way, whatever, and clip it in place. Now we're ready to weave. I'm going to measure out a bit here for the tail, put the shuttle through this first opening here with the, you can see the holes here are down and the slots are up. And in order to change the warp for weaving, I'm going to pull up so that the slots are down and the holes are up. I'm going to put my fingers in here in this opening, let that fall back down, and move it along and to the end here, and put the shuttle back through. And we use the blade edge of the shuttle, this is for band weaving, to just sort of push that in place, straighten it out, pull it through, and I go back with my hand and in this open slot and bring the threads again. Use my shuttle. put the shuttle through and straighten it out. And pull. Pull up. And sink down. By changing which threads are up and down, it changes, well, obviously it changes which threads are up and down, and that allows for the weaving process. It locks your weft, which is your horizontal thread, in place, and it creates your band. As you can see the white on either side here, as it's quite obvious. But when I'm finished, this is going to be a gradient from blue to pink, and with white on either side. It's about, the band's going to be about as wide as my finger. I meant for it to be wider than that, but that's how things go. So I will continue on up and down, putting the shuttle through and pushing it into place all the way to the end of the 6-foot warp. Well, not quite to the end, but close enough. And, well, that's how you weave a simple band. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe to the Crafty Housewife channel and the Spinning Shadows channel on YouTube. You can also find both of us on Facebook and on the craftyhousewifeyarns.com website. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much for watching this video series. I hope it gives you at least some ideas of things you could do with, different braids you may get from fiber subscriptions or that you dyed yourself or just picked up. But I sure hope you enjoyed this content. We really wanted you to have something that was kind of different. And this project I'm excited about because it's finally getting completed after 2 years, because she filmed all this content and then 2020 and everything else happened and it got shelved. It got shelved for a while. So I know I am personally excited that I finally, I'm proud of myself for having finally gotten this out of the archives and dusted off and put together, and I'm excited for it. So I really hope that some of you enjoy weaving. I would love to see anything you make. Please go find Jessica Jane Patterson and Spinning Shadows on YouTube and Facebook. She's also the one who illustrated our field guide to the fiber arts. So you may recognize her name from that, because if you have our field guide to the fiber arts, it's all of her illustrations. So anyhow, thanks, Jessica. This was really cool, and I'm glad. I'm sorry it took me 2 years to get around to doing the part I was supposed to do, but enjoy, everybody.